who's gone left. I'll hurt you, but not myself. I tried to do the right things, major, but that didn't put no grub on the table. Went back to school to get my GED. But who's gonna hire drop out like me? McDonald's don't fit. They working like a dog, plus they talk too much. Without them dollar signs, it's like living and dying at the same time. And you wonder why your brother sells dope. He ain't with being broke. Oh yeah.
Life goes on in the streets of my hood. When you die, for some crop that gets popped while others choose to wonder why. His life was took at such an early age. A young brother who lived in a rage died by the gauge. He used to hustle on the street corners. His mom would always beg him to quit, but he didn't want him. As he got older, he got even worse, till a real dealer showed him the purpose of a hearse. A cold night in his hood, he had a tangle. The brother he was squabbling with had broke his ankle. Laid him out in the driveway. Some people knew we wouldn't survive, but hey, I ain't the one to speak up on another's. All I can do is try to open his eyes and help the brother. He chose the wrong way and that's the route he took. Born and brought up as an angel, but he died as a crook. He had a baby that he couldn't raise, and she will never see her father again cause he's in his grave. Hey yo, let's think about it, fellas.
My daddy was a dope man, so I'm gonna be a dope dealer.
How will the family explain it? My daughter had a baby for a cane. He ain't around to see her walk. Dry your eyes when she cries, pick her up when she falls. Just the thought of a kid living foul messes me up when this girl has to raise a bastard child. It gets deeper, he used to punch her and beat her. She was loyal to the boy, but accused as a cheater. She yeah, never going back cause I got deep in the heart of South Park works a stalker. S.A. food, native Houston, South Parker. Born and brought up to be a heartless motherfucker. No one else to blame, fuck it, blame it on my mother. When I was growing up, nobody seemed to give a shit. And that's what makes me one hard son of a bitch. Since they ain't give a shit, I ain't give a shit either. Sweet 16, time to stack me up some keys. Learn the game of hustling, fucking over fiends. Selling niggas, beating up the birds, amphetamines. My game was more advanced, selling speed, I'm going broke. Got 'em up with Floyd and Floyd fronted me some dope. Learn to rock it up, now I got it sold. Time to go for broke, motherfuck who I owe. Business started booming, started moving powder. Motherfuck the bitches, I want money and the power. Scarface on your ass from the streets. I left my cut in fear of a prison term. They would've put me in a chair and let me burn, but go to prison on a murder rap. Fuck that. I refuse to be a visitor at State's camp, so I broke and left behind all I worked for. Either that or be sentenced for a drug war.
In 1988, the Geto Boys released their debut album titled Making Trouble, but it wasn't the trio that we know today. During this period at the time, the Geto Boys consisted of original members such as Raheem, Sir Rap-A-Lot, DJ Ready Red, Bushwick Bill, and Prince Johnny C. Unfortunately, the Geto Boys' debut Making Trouble ended up being both a critical and commercial flop, despite regional records such as Assassins and Balls in My Word. The main reason being that it felt that the group were doing their best Run DMC Beastie Boy Melly Mel impersonation and didn't have a proper identity. So it didn't resonate with the new rap artists that were into the edginess from NWA or Public Enemy. People didn't just want to hear rappers rap. They just wanted to hear colorful personalities as well. This was when J. Prince started to make changes to the Geto Boys as a group. He already had Bushwick Bill, so he added Willie D and a rapper who was known as DJ Action, who would later be known as Scarface. The group ended up becoming a trio, and they brought their personal identities to the group. Willie D was known for his aggressive delivery and unapologetic stances on being pro-black. Scarface was known for his dark and complex subjects dealing with mental health, spirituality, regret, and death. And Bushwick Bill was known for not only comic relief, but also blending horrorcore with chilling storytelling. Their debut album, Rip It on Another Level, and later their self-titled remix album, Geto Boys, contained street hits and street records such as Scarface, The Mind of a Lunatic, Do It Like a Geo, and Let a Hoe Be a Hoe, which boosted more of their popularity outside of Texas. But it was their third album titled We Can't Be Stopped, despite them not being able to get along during the process, that turned them into rap superstars.
I sit alone in my four-cornered room staring at candles. Oh, that shit is on? Let me drop some shit like this here. At night I can't sleep, I toss and turn. Candlesticks in the dark, visions of bodies being burned. Four walls just staring at a nigga. I'm paranoid, sleeping with my finger on the trigger. My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. See, every time my eyes close, I start sweating and blood starts coming out my nose. It's somebody watching the act, but I don't know who it is, so I'm watching my back. I can see him when I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I don't see the motherfucker. He owns a black hat like I own a black.
The original story behind Mind Playing Tricks was that this was originally Scarface's first single for his album, Mr. Scarface is Back. It tackled on all the topics that Scarface was known for expressing: paranoia, mental health, and death. But Willie D and J. Prince felt that the record would be a major if we added Willie and Bushwick on it as well. It paid off. Mind Playing Tricks ended up being one of the biggest hip-hop songs of 1991, and it also established Willie D and Bushwick as well being superstars. But not everything was great within the group. The majority of the time, they never really even got along while recording We Can't Be Stopped. Scarface was feeling pigeonholed creatively being a part of a group, and Willie D never really got along with Bushwick, and in the midst of all this, Bushwick Bill got shot in the eye after an argument with his girlfriend.
I grabbed the motherfucking gun or I'ma drop him. She snatched the baby out of my hands. We started fighting, punching, scratching, and biting. Well, we fell on the bed. Check this shit. All kinds of crazy shit was going through my head. So I ran and got the gun and came back to her, loaded it up and handed the gat to her. I grabbed her hand and placed the gun to my eye muscle. She screamed stop, and then we broke into another tussle. Yo, during the fight, the gun went off quick. Damn, ah shit, I'm hit. I can't see. Why you shot me in the eye? I would've shot you in the body.
The controversial cover for We Can't Be Stopped had Bushwick Bill being carried on a gurney with Willie D and Scarface aiding him. You could literally see his eye hanging off his face. It remains as possibly the most gruesome cover of all time, but it played on the image of the Geto Boys being a bunch of wild, crazy, talented individuals from the fifth wall. After feeling pigeonholed being a part of a group, Scarface's dream of finally working on a solo album finally came true. The first record Face recorded for this debut was Murder by Reason of Insanity, a dark, gritty track that showcased Scarface's strength as a storyteller and also credited Dr. Dre as an influence, being that he used the same exact beat for We All the Same Gang, crediting both Dr. Dre and Marley Marl as influence on the production beatmaking side. Face also took the role of producing the bulk of the album by studying and crediting those two as influence, with the exception of I'm Dead, Born Killer, and Mr. Scarface is Back. Face also wanted to take the challenging role of producer of guiding the sound and finding the pocket to make the album sound more cohesive. His imagination ran vivid and wanted to bring the listener on a journey that they didn't think they would visit. Everything was about this album was going to be dark, hardcore, graphic, and cinematic. Face also claimed to have wrote some of these songs during the darkest periods of his life, most notably Born Killer and Diary of a Madman, songs that he said he would never want to revisit again, especially on Diary of a Madman, where he claimed that a fight with his girlfriend at the time inspired the song. Now that's a good record, he said. When I was 20 years old, I had a fight with my girlfriend and I was really hurt about what transpired. I did some things that hurt her that I shouldn't have done, and it never happened again, but I felt so bad about it until I just went off on an effing shell and hid, and that's where that song came from. That was one of the deepest songs that I've ever written. It's a guy that's caught up with nothing to say to nobody but this book that he is confining in. I tried to kill myself so many times in life that I say it on that record. I want to die, but it ain't for me. I tried to talk to my dad, but the old man ignores me. He say I'm delirious, plus I drink, so he won't take me serious. But little does he know I'm really losing it. I got a head with no screws in it. You know I got some bad MFs, man. That's what I was going through at the time. I tried to commit suicide at least 4 times. I got close enough to where they wanted to put me in the hospital. The first time I tried, I was about 13 or 14. I never understood the beauty of life until now. I never understood the beauty of life until I seen life take shape. Life takes shape and it's mind-blowing.
I'm John Tesh.
And I'm Mary Hart. Vice President Dan Quayle has renewed his attack on Hollywood. First, of course, it was Murphy Brown's Baby. Now the target is rap lyrics, which Quayle charges have led to violence.
There is absolutely no reason for a record like this to be published by a responsible corporation.
The vice president's latest attack on the entertainment industry is aimed at rap lyrics. He's responding to a murder in Texas where a state trooper was killed by a man who says he may have been motivated to shoot by a song on the album Tapocalypse Now. Mr. Quayle wants the record taken off shelves.
Today, I am suggesting that Time Warner's subsidiary, Interscope Records, withdraw this record. It has no place in our society.
Texas Trooper Bill Davidson was gunned down here about 100 miles outside of Houston. The man who admits to killing him is Ronald Howard. District Attorney Bobby Bell claims that Howard told him the rap music was a factor.
Although he accepts responsibility for his actions and conduct in shooting and killing the trooper, he believes that the influence of that particular rap song that was in the tape deck, the song in the tape by Tupac, did influence him.
The album by rapper Tupac Amaru Shakur is a violence-laced compilation of songs. Here's a sample from Soulja's story.
They finally pulled me over and I laughed. Remember Rodney King and I blast on this punk ass. Now I got a murder case.
Howard's attorney, Alan Tanner, says Tupac's music will be used to defend his client.
I think this music, it will be proven, is a type of music that can influence certain individuals to act violently toward police officers.
An attorney for Time Warner says in a written statement, quote, "I believe on the basis of the facts we know that Officer Davidson's tragic death was not the result of this rap music," end quote. While Tupac has not commented on the killing, he was asked before this incident why his songs come out so strongly.
I was raised in this society, so there's no way you can expect me to be a perfect person. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. That's how I feel. I'm going to do whatever I like. I'm not a role model or nothing.
The state trooper's family has filed suit against Tupac and his record label, charging the song was
In the quest of being real-life rap stars and trying to make it out the ghetto, the Geto Boys soon found themselves to be targeted for their graphic and violent lyrics. Vice President Dan Quayle based his whole presidential campaign in 1991 targeting not only the Geto Boys, but also Tupac Shakur and 2 Live Crew, claiming their music was perceived as responsible for the morale decline in America. Quayle pointed out the Geto Boys as an example of artists who were making money off the violence and other controversial content. He argued that such music crossed a line into free expression and to promote harmful behavior, and he aimed to highlight the content as satisfying a criminal obscenity definition. Geffen Records, the distributor for Rap-A-Lot and Geto Boy release also started to bow out of the gangster rap business altogether due to pressure from the United States government. And to make matters even worse, the group got tied into a murder case in Kansas where these kids decided to shoot some dude in the head, cited that the Geto Boy music made them do it. And it didn't stop there. Scarface music along with Tupac were on trial once again when a kid who claimed to be hypnotized by their music killed a Texas state trooper in cold blood after being pulled over on the way from Houston, Texas to Austin. Although both cases didn't buy any of it, it was still enough ammunition for the opposition to want to paint rappers as the villains of America. Jay Prince and Rap-A-Lot Records were also experiencing a shakedown, claiming he'd been harassed and targeted through false accusations and planted evidence. The DEA investigation went on for exhausting 10 years. Allegations of harassment led to a congressional hearing in 1999 where U.S. Representative Maxine Waters intervened on his behalf. These events also made Scarface want to slowly find an exit strategy after his contract with Rap-A-Lot Records was up. Despite all the classic records, albums, and success the group had as a trio, it's been revealed that Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick never got along at all. Scarface and Willie D have always aspired to be solo artists and have solo careers. Bushwick Bill, many could argue being the midget, was considered the star of the group like that of a Flavor Flav, and brought the horrorcore element that made them stand out. The Geto Boys brand was the perfect launching pad for all three of them to start their respective journeys. But as the success got bigger, so did the ego, and the breaking point actually started around this time. The time where Scarface released his debut album after We Can't Be Stopped months later on October 2nd, 1991. And the title read in big bold letters, Scarface of the Geto Boys, making it like he was bigger than the Geto Boys group. According to Scarface in his book, this was originally the straw that broke the camel's back, and it really made Willie D upset. Willie was already pissed about the checks being divided in different ways, as well as publishing being divided. As a Geto Boy member, he felt that he was owed for his contributions to the group, especially if he wrote verses for Bushwick Bill as well as his. Willie demanded of the Geto Boys to be removed from the cover and just put Scarface's name on there, arguing that it would minimize the other members of the group as small-time members. Scarface, on the other hand, really didn't care, but he felt he should stay because it would make him look like a standout artist on his own. Because many people didn't know that he was still known as Action. Many thought Reddy Red was Scarface. So this was the opportunity for Scarface to break through, and Jay Prince stuck with the decision. Willie D ended up leaving the group and didn't come back into the fold until 1996.
In your opinion, did you take from Marley Marl and take from Dre that impacted this album specifically?
I love Marley's offbeat 808 kick patterns, and Dre, the way that he could take a fucking song and change that motherfucker and then bring the song back in. He'd be like, fuck! You know, a perfect example was 100 Miles and Running.
Okay. Yeah, that was a great EP, great song. And
unmatched.
Now here's the thing about that, as we're talking about Mr. Scarface is back and your overall career, is that NWA at that time, and it changed dramatically in a large degree with the Chronic, but he had, and you had with Born Killer, you had this urgency in the sonics of it. And 100 Miles and Running has the urgency in the sonics.
Yeah.
But then A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die has the more meditative, somber thing.
Got the laid back, yeah.
So with you, how do you find you're able to bring like the top tier lyricism and storytelling to such dramatically different sounds?
I think you have to write what the beat is doing.
Okay.
You feel me?
Scarface's debut, Mr. Scarface is Back, to this day remains as one of the most impactful releases of the 1990s. It didn't go multi-platinum or win 1 million Grammys, but the origins of influence is definitely studied and carried by many artists to this day. Everyone from Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Nas, DMX, Killer Mike, Ice Cube, Benny Siegel, Zero have all either put Scarface in their top 5 or cited him as a major influence in their music. Scarface on this album took on the themes of death, paranoia, gloomy storytelling, and cinematic street tales to another level. The song I'm Dead will probably go down as one of the greatest storytelling hip-hop songs ever in hip-hop, with Scarface rapping from the perspective of a ghost unaware of his demise, giving props to the legendary Houston rapper Gangsta Nip as an influence.
I went to take a shower, dude. Bumped into the wall and I smoothed in through. Now I'm thinking I'm in trouble. I reached to touch my face, but I couldn't feel my beard stubble. I screamed, oh Lord, help. Looked into the mirror and I couldn't see myself. I called up my mom's house and realized something was wrong, no doubt. She picked up, said hello in a low tone. I said, hey ma, and she hung up the telephone. Sick and looking weird.
A Minute to Pray and Second to Die is a chilling tale of a man getting violent revenge on his enemies after being the victim of a drive-by shooting only to be killed himself. The album cover itself plays off the theme of the movie Scarface of a drug deal going bad, which gave a movie-like presentation. And coming off the graphic cover of We Can't Be Stopped, this was definitely the perfect follow-up. As time has passed on, Scarface's debut stood out in the test of time, influencing many after him and remaining as a steady blueprint and marked the beginning of a legendary run. This is King Eric signing out, and thank you for tuning in.